guys. What's up?
Back.
See, she got started. We just got here, y'all. Welcome back, y'all.
Today, y'all. Only because of who here.
Because we got a special guest. But welcome back to Smoke and Word Podcast, guys. We have one of our very best friends from back in the day on the
In the
podcast
house, like
with us.
LL Cool J.
Yes.
Pull your leg up,
She is crazy.
Welcome, friend. We have
Yes.
the Torren Grace in the building.
Yes, Torren Grace. Welcome. Thank you for being
touching
here,
down in the
friend.
hometown. Touching down in the hometown.
We missed you. He been living in Chicago, y'all, for
Yeah.
too long.
He made time for us on the way home to see Mama. Mother's Day tomorrow. You know, we're that important. You
We
feel
are.
me?
We made the cut.
Sasha's a mother, so I gotta shout out.
This is my second Mother's Day because she was born right before Mother's Day. So
Oh yeah, she did come right
Yeah.
before Mother's Day. So happy birthday, Sayana. Happy first birthday
happy
to my
first
goddaughter.
birthday, baby.
What's poppin'? Shout out
Yes.
to you and your smack mama. She's smacked. Just know that.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
So we got kind of a unique, I would say, episode here today for y'all tuning in.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, y'all know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, hop in those comments, give us some feedback. Let us know you fucking with us. Basically, like,
Right.
we want to know that you want to be here because we want y'all here. Like,
Right.
Right.
Talk to us, y'all. It's a podcast. It's not a
let's
non-cast. Like, no.
So speaking
yeah.
of like just going way back, like obviously Torren is one of our best friends. We both known him since what, ninth grade?
9th grade, Walnut. Yep.
Wow, another Walnutillian
Yeah.
in the building.
Yes.
Like-
The Eagles. And we're coming up on our 20-year reunion, which
Don't
is
remind us.
which is cray.
Time really flies.
Feels like
y'all.
yesterday.
It
honestly,
feels like
right?
yesterday we were just in those gold and blue
Right.
gowns crossing the stage.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
wild, y'all.
It's wild.
20 years. How does that make y'all feel?
I know. Like an OG, like now y'all
Is
niggas
it
better
empowering
listen.
or is it, so it's like empowering?
That's
Yeah,
how
it
that's
is,
how I
yeah.
feel. Like I'm starting to recognize we the OGs almost. Like, you know.
A lot of reflection. Just like
Yeah.
looking back, like 20 years is like back then thinking 20 years. I'm like, that's so long.
It
but
felt-
like
but it was quick.
flew by so quick. Like
It
20
did.
years flew by so quick. So just a lot of reflection of what has really happened within those 20 years.
Yeah.
The changes that we've all experienced.
So
we
many.
went through recessions.
We done really
pandemic,
seen
after
hella shit in
graduating.
20 years.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Just seeing the world change. We was on iPod shuffles, and now it's on our phones. We can stream on our phones.
Right.
Like so much has changed.
Yeah, definitely technologically, like
For sure.
For
In
sure.
every way.
We on podcasts. So-
Man, we done started off, become parents,
They got
like,
married, divorced, like all types.
bruh, all type shit. So anyway, like
Very
we're glad
deep.
to have you. We have known you so long, and we've seen you go through so many different journeys,
Right.
you know, in life. And we're
Yeah.
proud of you, and we just wish nothing but the best for you, all our friends. Like we got a solid
Amen.
ass friend group. Thank
Yeah.
God. Thank God for all of y'all for real. So speaking of high school,
They alright.
high school, Walnut Hillians, we went to like a. I ain't gonna say we was like Euphoria. I feel like that's a little.
That's
They went smart though.
right.
Euphoria was smart. Like think of
We got a
Euphoria
little
with
bit of
real
sense.
academics.
Right.
I don't know. Like, so you think we were like Euphoria but smarter?
Yeah,
Yes.
the smart version.
Yeah.
Because we definitely some of them party scenes. I was like, oh, this is very
Yeah,
reminiscent.
Right.
niggas was doing like coke.
Pills and coke and
Like they had to
passing out in the
surpass
bathroom.
weed and alcohol by
Yeah.
that point.
I used to be dumbfounded still. Like, damn, this crazy.
Weed was like cigarettes. Like, hand me a cigarette. Like, hand me a joint. Like, that was.
Motherfuckers was 48.
Literally. Like, but I think that was partly due to like such a mix of kids. Like you
Yeah.
had hood kids, you had rich kids, you had middle class black kids versus upper. I mean, it was
Right.
like so many like walks of life for real in Walnut.
And
Like,
races, like we had black,
Yeah.
white, Asian, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, like we had all these different
Yeah.
races that were
Yeah.
just all coming together from different socioeconomic backgrounds.
And it wasn't as cliquey, I feel, as most high school movies and shows are. Like, oh, the jocks and then the goths, and everybody kind of hung with everybody for the most part.
At least our year did.
Our year,
and we were forced to like intermingle with other people. Like if you had a school project and it was like 5 people, it was like, well, we all different, coming from different backgrounds, but we had to find a commonality for whatever the subject matter was.
But that made it good, because I feel like I went to OU and was like, I'm grown already, so I don't have time for these childhood reindeer games with you niggas. I've been drinking, I've been smoking pot. That shit ain't cool to me. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm really here to work now.
And everybody was hella retarded. I remember walking into like a class freshman year, and they were like, a syllabus.
A syllabus. They did not know what a syllabus was.
And I was like, what is that? Get me out of here.
Kids not knowing
State college.
Right. Yeah.
But you know,
are you gonna print us off copies of this?
Like, we experienced a lot. It was cool.
We
know?
It made us well rounded and universal.
I think so.
And I think a lot of kids went to college and wowed out because they didn't have none of that exposure at a younger age, where it was like, okay, like a lot of people you didn't come back after that first year or that first quarter. Like,
it'd be like
failed the fuck out.
Walnut is really college prep. Like even like the curriculum, like we were already like understanding how to juggle all these different projects and subject matters and everything. Right. So going to college was just like, okay, we just working.
It felt like
walking further
high school
across
part
campus.
2. Like,
was high school part 2. It really was. So speaking of like high school partying, all of that stuff, like obviously we all collectively started drinking alcohol in college. And I started smoking, in high school. And I started smoking weed too in high school. So let's go back and kind of like reminisce a little bit about like what was your relationship with alcohol, you feel, back in high school?
Let me just be cool.
Yeah.
Like let me
really say I had a relationship with it. It was just something to do. I guess I ain't even understand the depth of it either.
Yeah.
You know?
Watching other people do it and be like, oh, I guess I'll have one too.
So when was the first time you had drinks?
The first time, probably like 13. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna name no names.
Me either.
But you know who you are.
and my person knows who she is too.
But
like.
your family was turned. They went to Walnut with
no names, but either way, that's young, obviously. You know, I think I was 12. Well, I feel like when I was young, my grandma always used to leave her beers around, so I feel like I used to be like, you know, take a little drink or a wine, something like that at a young age. And I'll be honest, I was like, this shit tastes like trash. Y'all ain't never got to worry about me drinking shit. But then as I got older, I feel like it was more so like, that high school party scene that you're introduced to it as a celebratory accompaniment, right?
Yeah.
Like something that goes hand in hand with birthdays, graduations, proms, whatever. Like
that type of thing.
That's our culture still now. Like when it comes to alcohol, I feel so.
Facts.
We was too young to be drinking, y'all.
That's crazy.
Remember,
I felt ashamed as hell.
Like, Sasha's sweet 16 birthday party.
It was too turned. It was too turned. Like,
it was.
That's all I can say. That.
We should not have been.
My mom was pissed too. Like, what is happening? Yeah, that's crazy because you put them in a weird position too. Your parents.
You do. You do.
Not that it was hella obvious or nothing, but you know what I'm saying. Even still, but that just goes to show. But I could say like, I didn't have a relationship with alcohol. I was just drinking and didn't know what I was doing, so I was having adverse effects and situations. I know I done threw up places that was annoying. Your car being one of those places. You know, stuff like that.
I remember that. Quite fondly. Or not fondly, anyway.
Ding, 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 ding.
But the reality is I feel like you did have a relationship with it. The relationship was, this is what I do when I go out with my friends to feel a certain way. That is a relationship.
Yeah.
You're linking it to a certain feeling. Because otherwise we wouldn't have been doing it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're going to a party. Well, what are we going to do? We're going to drink.
It wasn't even...
We ain't going to sit there and drink Sprite.
What are we going to drink? Not if.
Right. What are we going to be drinking?
And then that was a wild time. Like being 18 to like 22, like club era.
Because like going to the club, even getting into the clubs was like a whole nother.
We should not have been in the club. Think
like,
about it now.
We're already drinking, and then now we can legally drink, but now we're in the club drinking
with older people can drink. And now think about it. You don't see no 18 and up clubs no more.
Well, that's probably because of a lot of reasons. Kids out of control.
That's a lot.
But think about it. You could used to be 18, 19, and 20 still in the club with the 21 and up crowd.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have that anymore, which is probably good.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was doing a lot of underage illegal drinking.
Getting in the clubs even before we was 21.
Used to use the lip gloss to take the extra.
I used to order ice water. Like ice. Be rubbing that right on off, rub that X off. And then we hung around older people too, so
yeah, the influence was there.
I had a cousin before when I was like 18, 19. I ain't gonna call that cousin out, but be like, hey, I'm about to go to a party. Like, can you give me some? And what was I drinking? Smirnoff. Like, I didn't know what was a Smirnoff. I was just like, that looks cool, and it's green apple flavored.
Like,
you gotta try that.
You gotta drink like 79 of those
to do anything. And thought I was doing something. Like, I'm walking in with the Smirnoffs.
But yeah, when liquor entered the chat in high school, it was like, okay, we drinking vodka. Then it was like college came around and we drinking cheap, super cheap vodka and stuff.
Then they tried to get us with the Four Locos.
Boy. Now, you know that was a fucked up era of drinking when something got banned. Or like, for example, Everclear was only available in certain states. So we had to drive from Athens to West Virginia right over the border to get Everclear.
Everclear was like moonshine. Like.
It was.
That shit was 200 proof. Though.
I had some bad fucking nights. If I smelled that right now, I think I would just Earl. Ooh, never again.
Yeah,
never
just stuff like that. Or
151. I'm gagging, y'all.
What were we thinking?
We weren't.
We weren't thinking. That's the problem. That's a walnut and didn't think.
But you know, we had good times. We did.
Yeah.
Like in spite of it being illegal, in spite of like, you know, us, you know, being fucked up, you know, out of our minds or, you know, intoxicated, inebriated. I do feel like we had some great times. Like, no, the times I go to the club now, like, don't nobody dance no more.
Man.
Like, we were the last of, like, that clubbing era. So, even though that we was drunk as fuck, like, it was some good times. We actually used to dance. Yeah. We actually used to, like, that's the last time I remember, like, going to the club and having fun. Right. Anytime I go to a club now or end up, like, at a club out of town or somewhere, well, we kind of have, it depends on the spot. Yeah. But, like, that hood, crowded, the music is beyond loud, the drinks are pouring, it's niggas popping bottles, it's VIPs. That doesn't appeal to me anymore at all.
And I think that when we were like 18, 19, 20 and around that area like that, at first culturally it was different. Like now these 18, 19, 20, they don't even drink. Like they like, well, they're probably doing other stuff, but they're not drinking. So like for us it was just different, I think culturally 20 years ago or 20-ish teen-ish years ago. I'm gonna push us that far.
That's part of it too. Like they didn't really get to go to the club because part of that time probably was COVID. Like where they would start clubbing. You know?
COVID, that's true.
So they didn't even have that relationship with being able to be out. You know,
these new kids, they weird.
Cause like I mean, for us, we were drinking, so we were prepared to go out to the club. Like, okay, let's start now. So by the time we get to the club, then we get in the club and it's like, wait, there's a whole different dynamic happening in here. Like you got to make sure to watch your drink for real, and making sure nobody like slipping the Mickey in your drink or nothing like that, and
get crazy.
Just making sure that you understood your surroundings in club settings in general. Like, is that a fight about to break out? Like, you know, are they winding everybody through security? Like, just all these different things that you should be probably paying attention to. And we were doing that drunk, so
but yeah,
kudos to us.
Yes,
but that's because we grew up in that era though. Like, you're right.
Niggas used to be driving. I mean, think about it. Like all the blessings that God really like bestowed upon us. Like all the nights, cause shit. Like I remember when I graduated from OU and I came home first. I was living out in Springdale with my mama, so we would go downtown, drive all the way up 75,
and they be hiding
go over the river, do all type of stuff. Wet, 3, 4 a.m.
We are extremely blessed.
We are.
Just the number of times just like taking it for granted, like driving home intoxicated, and like that just was not good. Like it's just, there was nothing good about it at all. This is kind of before Ubers were a thing too, I guess. We could have hailed a taxi, but but this is before that, like, and it's just like just how blessed we are. Like, we didn't not only hurt ourselves, but like hurt other people too. Like,
because we seen it.
Yeah. It happens more frequently than we think that it does. So just to be understanding how blessed we are.
It does. For sure. It does. I'm so blessed, so thankful. Thank you, Lord. So
yes.
So speak like moving out of high school and stuff. So obviously Torren's here to talk about sobriety, y'all.
Sobriety
of all people.
Hey, life is funny like that.
It is. Right. It is.
That's really how God.
But we had our fun too. So it's like you can't. It'd be different if you were speaking about sobriety from a standpoint like you had never tasted a lick of alcohol. Right. To me, the perspective is much more informative when it comes from someone who's been there, done that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
for
been there, done a lot of that.
Yeah. So do you feel like, obviously, at what point do you feel like you first like started thinking, even if you weren't at the point of like sobriety per se, but at what point do you feel you said like, I have a messed up or problematic relationship with alcohol?
I think it was just curiosity for me, and I think it started around my early 30s, honestly. And I kind of was like, realized like when I would go out, I'm drinking. I only drank socially, by the way. So like I really didn't like sit at home and like make a cocktail, or like I might have a glass of wine if I made like a dish or something, but like I just wasn't at home like every day come home and drinking. So like I only drank socially. So that's when I kind of started to really question, like, I'm only really drinking when I'm social, and would I still have the same interactions if I didn't drink? So I just had like all these like questions around curiosity and like being sober. And I'm like, would my mind state change? Like, would I physically feel anything different? So I would just have these moments of thinking about it. And I thought about that for years. It didn't just happen like I thought about it Monday and then Tuesday it happened. Like this is just over the course of years, me thinking about it. And then I don't think I necessarily had a quote-unquote problem with alcohol or anything. I never would consider myself like an alcoholic or anything, or that I abused alcohol. I think I really just needed to understand my relationship with it. Understanding that, like, well, obviously the older you get, hangovers last longer and longer. Right? So we're going to tack another hour onto this hangover. Like
another day.
Right, another day. Wrap this on up. So, like, just even, like, hangovers lasting longer. And just thinking of like mental health as well. Like, so if you're not mentally in a place where you want to be, and like drinking, is that really helping me? Like, it may, curb some of the feelings I'm having temporarily, but like once the high come down, I'm right back to still got to focus on whatever the issue may be at hand, right? So I'm like, was that really productive, me drinking? And where I could have just took the time to really like feel what I need to feel and address it, right? So that's kind of how I approached going into sobriety gradually over time. And it's a process. It's not like I tried it a few times, I would say. Like, I think now I'm 2.5 years into it. But like before that, I think I did like 3 months. And I really was like, I'm going to try not to drink for 3 months. And I realized how I was navigating doing that. Like, I wasn't going out as much. So I'm like, okay, I'm making these changes of not going out. I still want to be myself. I still want to enjoy life to a certain extent and not feel like a recluse, because I don't want to drink, right? So it's a lot of navigation and just understanding and really asking yourself those questions, like the serious questions about it.
Yeah. Interesting. That's good. I really can appreciate that, because it's like very timely conversation for me. Like, as I've journeyed through motherhood and I was breastfeeding, I stopped doing that recently. Like, she's turning 1, she's eating more food, so now I was like, okay, but I just got so used to not drinking, Yeah. And then, like, even speaking with you has made me explore that more, Yeah. So I'm, like, exploring that space as well right now. So
there's a lot of options out there.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many options that you can go through. Like, even I went to dinner last night, and, like, a lot of the menus have, like, NA options. And it's really, I think that's another part of exploring. Like, some people are just putting sugar water together, and I'm like, this is trash. Like, this is not good. But then there are some places that like have, like, if you have a really good bartender or somebody that really knows how to do mixology, and it's like, okay, this is a good mocktail. Like, I'm still getting a lot of flavor. It's not too sugary. I don't feel like it's flat. I'm still getting some type of flavorful drink where I'm not feel like I'm just drinking down sugar, right?
Right.
There's a lot of NA champagnes and wines as well. So like last night I had some NA champagne and it was really good. Not alcoholic for those NA. But like it was a really good and finding a good one. Some are nasty. Some are like, I don't really like this one. And some are like, I really like the flavor in this, and like understanding the different notes that might be in it. Like it might have pear or peach or something in it that really adds a little flavor. So, but no, yeah. So there's a lot more options out there now. And I think with the sober curious movement, as they call it, there's a lot more understanding and a little bit more acceptance about it.
Yeah.
So people
tell us about the movement that you just mentioned.
So really, Gen Z is like the one that has. Might be things of COVID too. Like during the COVID times, like when they're about to graduate and go through all those transitions. So Gen Z drinks a lot less than us millennials do. Mm-hmm. So like we just talked about in high school, it was like tradition or like standard and cultural to be like, oh, what are we gonna drink at? And we're only 19 years old. Like you can't even buy it, but we're gonna figure it out, right? And it being a part of our culture. Gen Z is really not. They really aren't drinking as heavily as we are, and that impacts a lot. It's impacting alcohol sales as well. Like alcohol sales have gone down. I think some distilleries have even like started to shut down because they're like, we are pumping out all this alcohol. That's
no one's buying it. Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. That's crazy. You never thought you'd see today. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there's other shit that people are doing too. Like you got the fact that weed has been legalized in so many states now, and you know people are finding out, thinking out what I feel is a safer. Is that the word I want to say? Alternative to drinking, I would say. Like I feel like it's a lot. Let's just look at the facts. I feel like even though what weed does affect your muscles, relax, you know, your brain and stuff, I feel like you can still drive and operate a vehicle better. You know, you can still navigate, I feel, like a traumatic situation better, like consensual sex or something like that, being high.
Depending on how much is edibles.
And see, that's why I don't mess. I am not an edible person because I feel like that is like the downside to edibles. Like once you take it, it's done. Whereas the joint, you can hit it a couple times, like we were talking about.
You can control how much.
You can say, okay, I'm getting a little high. Let me put this out. Whereas that edible, tinctures.
How you should be able to do the same. Like if you have a joint, you should be able to, like, I know at 3 pulls, I'm good. And the same thing with alcohol, but I think sometimes with people in alcohol, they just, once you, it's like a floodgates. Like once you start going, some people don't know how to stop, and then you know they're, let's do more shots, let's get more drinks, let's keep this going.
Just like blackout. Just like weed, you know, your tolerance to alcohol. I mean, I've noticed getting older, I don't drink as much as I did when I was in college or in my early 20s. So 2 drinks you didn't used to do much maybe 10 years ago, but now it's like, ooh, 2 glasses of wine, auntie feeling right, you know?
Right, our livers were like, please. I know mine was like, is that Hennessy again? Like, them organs was like, please hit the brakes, give me a moment.
Right.
So yeah.
So I think that, you know, a lot of people that outside of them just not drinking, I do think like cannabis usage increasing is definitely one of the factors.
The legalization of cannabis definitely is contributing to that, and the way you can consume cannabis is like, it's just changing.
So many ways.
You can smoke it, do tinctures, edibles, all these different things, and then you used to have to go to somebody's house and be like, can I get the dime bag? Or I know that's real low. Can I get an egg? Or something like that.
Dime bag?
I took it back to like 2006.
Back to high school.
Can I get a dime bag? Get that Reggie. It's like, nah. But now it's like, you can go to the dispensary and be like, hey, can I get X, Y, and Z? And then you got it to go home. And that wasn't the thing 10 years ago, maybe?
Not even 10 years ago.
So,
we just legalized it in Ohio in 23. So, you're talking, and they're still recreationally. We had medical before that, but.
So now that has changed, and so that could definitely be a contributing factor. So but I just think people are just understanding that, like, you don't have to have alcohol with every situation. And then, like, understanding their relationship to alcohol as well. So.
Or even digging deep into why are we doing this? Like, what is the even, like, for me, like, I'm always a digging deep person. I gotta know, like, well, where did this even derive? Like, you know,
Yeah.
So stuff like that, or even just within yourself. Why is this my go-to for everything?
And that's like the first step usually when you want to go through a sobriety journey is the curiosity. You want to like understand the whys behind it.
Right.
And it's really being honest with yourself. Like you really just have to take that moment to be honest with yourself and like really dissect your relationship with alcohol and understanding like when I'm purchasing it, or like am I taking it every time somebody offers it to me, and why do I feel like I have to take it? It's almost like rude if like somebody like buy you a drink and it's like, oh no. And it's like, well, what you mean no? Like, and it's like offensive, and it's like, no, I don't want to drink, like, you know. So, and even throughout my journey, I've been out places and people are like, oh, let me get you a drink, and I'm like, oh, I don't drink, and they kind of just look at you like,
or even the expectation that you finna get the other round. No, the fuck I'm not.
Like even like we were out last weekend, and I didn't drink, and then your people was like, hey, like you want a Sprite or water? Like,
there's other things you can drink.
I can get you a little something,
right?
Little Shirley Temple, like no Shirley Temple, but
that's my go-to.
Yeah.
But there's so many mocktails. Once you start, like I've been learning how to make them, so you can tell bartenders like, can you make this? And
I got a question about mocktails. So is your goal to make it taste like an alcoholic beverage, or is it simply to give you an alternative in the moment? I think
you can have a little bit of both can be true at the same time. I think for me, I realized when I early on was like not drinking and going out into like public settings, it was like you're watching everybody be at a different level than where you are, and I could feel my anxiety a little bit, like I'm not where they at, and I know I'm not going to be where they're at because I'm not drinking.
Right.
But I ordered me a mocktail, and at least having, I feel like something in my hand, I was drinking something, it kind of eased my anxiety. I don't know if it was like a pseudo thing.
It's like a placebo.
Effect, but like, I was like,
also to keep people at bay.
Yeah,
right.
Also to be like,
stop asking.
Because I did post I had my drink, and people was in my inbox like, what's that in your hand? I thought you was sober. I'm like, it's a mocktail. Chill out. It's good. So I think that's one thing, and I think you don't want to have a nasty mocktail. Like you don't want. What's the point of drinking something nasty?
Right, because you're still gonna pay for it.
Right.
And they still text your ass 12. You like, what?
I'm like, at least make
for
it good.
Rosemary spray.
Right. You better make it good for me too. So I think having something. You can have something that maybe has like a little extra carbonation in it sometimes that may give you a little bit of that sensation. They have a lot of like non-alcoholic like rums and tequilas now too. I think like one of the brands, Ritual, has like a non-alcoholic tequila.
Yeah, I've been seeing
so you can maybe use that even and kind of mix it into like a drink if you want to. So I think it's depending on kind of what you want. Like I don't really have the me personally, I don't have the urge to have like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah.
Like even if I have made other people drinks before and I got a whiff of some cognac, and I was like, ooh. I said, that does smell good. I'm going to go ahead and pour your drink up and hand it on over to you. Now, I will be honest, though, that no, it does still smell good and things like that. The urge, like you said, like, over time, when you haven't had it in a while, it's like, the urge is not there anymore to do it. So, now I can explore other things.
So, how long, let's talk about timelines. Like, how long have you been sober now?
About 2.5 years.
And this is weed, too, y'all, not just alcohol. He ain't California sober, y'all.
California. No alcohol, no weed, no edibles, no anything. Just completely, I don't want to use the word clean, but like completely sober. I did it for my birthday in November 2023, I believe. And that was when I had Friendsgiving. I was fried, died, laid to the side. But I remember I was out of there at Friendsgiving. I had a good time, but I remember like on my actual birthday, I said, I want to give myself a year of just sobriety. I don't want to do anything. I just want to have a year of just like mental clarity. And I was actually entering my master's program at that time too, so that kind of all fell in place at the right time for me. And it could look different for everybody. That's the goal I set for myself. I said, just give yourself a whole year. And I thought about it. I was like, well, that's aggressive. I said, but no, you can do it. Like, just do a whole year, and that's what I did. And then after that year, I was like, okay, I met the goal, but I definitely at that point didn't feel like I needed to go, have a drink or anything. So I just kept going with it. Yeah. And it's still serving me, so.
Good. We're happy for you.
Thank you.
And so how long is this something that like has a deadline, or is it indefinite? Do you feel like it's something that could change as years go on?
I think it could change. I'm open to it changing. Like, I'm not like trying to say I'm stuck on like, you know, sobriety forever. Some people may be, but for myself, I just want to be realistic and understanding my relationship with alcohol, which could change. I'm just now I'm at a sobriety portion of my relationship with alcohol. It could change to like I just want to do wine. Like I told you guys earlier, like if I ever went like to Italy or somewhere like that,
you gotta have some wine in Italy.
I would want to try like the wine just because I'm not pulling up to Italy every other weekend. So I was like, what if I never make it back to Italy and I didn't get to try that wine that one time? That doesn't mean it's like going to open up the floodgates for me. But I think at this point I could definitely be like, oh, that was a one-time thing where I went and I wouldn't feel guilty or I wouldn't feel like I broke my sobriety or anything like that. I would just be like, this is just part of like the journey that I'm taking. So it's removing a lot of the guilt that you may feel. Because I know a lot of people have tried to start journeys and then they feel like, oh, I relapsed, or like, oh, I had a drink and I tried hard, and it's like, that's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Like, you can pick up right where you left off if you want to. It's up to you totally.
And I'm glad you're giving yourself that grace because, you know, it's necessary, one, and it's like, isn't the whole point of becoming sober is to kind of gain that mental control over the substance to where you could have a glass of wine and not completely backpedal or you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point to me.
And it's different levels for different people. Like, I didn't have a problem or anything, I would say, but there are people who suffer from alcoholism or alcohol abuse, and it could be way harder for them than it is for me to just be like, no. And they could be really like tempted to be like, I really just need a drink right now. They might have used that to cope with something or a trauma, right? Maybe they didn't address something and they're using drinking as a coping mechanism. So it could be different for a lot of people. So I just say for not only myself but anybody, just give yourself grace. Like it is a journey. Like, just give yourself grace and just understand that you can always pick up where you left off and keep going.
Yeah. And I also think observations coming from a family of addictive ass personalities, mental health issues, different things. I feel like I've always watched addictions in other people. Like in my family, we've experienced alcohol, drugs, gambling, and it's almost like you need to be observant of the people around you who have different addictions, because we all have vices. I don't care what nobody say. We all have something that we overindulge in, whether it's food, weed, liquor, shopping, social media, whatever. We all have something I feel we do more than a little bit of. And the key, I feel, like you said, is the relationship. What am I doing it for? What is it? Because I think that's the part of social drinking that I started realizing, like, I automatically, once I get out and go to a concert or whatever, I have to drink. Why is that?
Right.
Do I have to? Is this concert not going to hit different if I'm not, don't have a beer or wine or liquor in my hand? Like, what is that? But it's funny, you go to other places and like how like in like Europe, they let their kids have wine at like a young age. So the alcoholism is way lower places like that because it was never looked at like this party thing, and it was never looked at as like we're going to get slammed. It's like a glass of wine with dinner. That's way different than 10 shots at a party. You know what I'm saying? So the frequency and amount in general just be crazy, and that's why I had to look back. Like we was talking about college, like how did I make it out?
How did I make it in?
How? Because my liver was like, help me, please. Man. Please help me, Lord. And then I came home. I
got a damn cut in my eyebrow from falling out one day. That's how wild it used to get. It's for life scar.
Not scars.
For real. Like, that's like how wild it used to get. So, like, I really do feel like I've come a long way to the point where, like, I've had responsible drinking, but it's been a lot along the way. So I think it's like time, and it's cool. Like the whole time it makes sense with you bringing this to us and us talking about it and this being where I'm at in my life. So I'm like flowing with it.
Yeah. And that's what it's about doing, like flowing with it. Like I've never like looked at anything like, oh, it's just so bad. Like I feel like having a drink is not the worst thing you could do. Smoking a joint is not the worst thing you could do. There's niggas out here killing and stealing. But again, if you want to gain clarity on things, you have to dig a little bit deeper and, analyze things. Or at least, from time to time, take tolerance breaks. Things like that to where you're like, okay,
it's a fast.
I can't step away.
You know?
It's definitely an active discipline. Like, I think just having something where you have discipline really just sets you up for success in other areas. I think for me, my first was locks. Like,
right.
And I was like, am I gonna get through this lock journey? Because my barber was on speed dial every 2 weeks. Like, I don't think I'm gonna make it another week. But it's like a discipline, like just to keep going and to like embrace, like
push through the
embrace
hard,
how you look in different phases of like your lock journey and enjoy your locks as they grow and that you wash them and clean them and they change and just enjoying that journey. So that was like one of the first steps, and then the alcohol sobriety was another step, just really giving me mental clarity, seeing if I felt physically different. I really did feel I had like a lot more emotional and mental stability. Like I had a lot more discernment with things. Certain things didn't trigger me, and I didn't realize that maybe when I was drinking socially even that like this triggered me. And it's like, just how do I process that differently? Yeah. And even when traumatic things come up, how do I process those things too without alcohol? Because some stuff does still come up, and I'm like, I could really use a drink right now. Like I'm like, I just need something to take the edge off, you know. And it's like, how do I do that now? Like, do I want to go meditate? Do I want to go walk outside, walk the dog outside? Do I need to go do a yoga class? Like, I'm like, let me sign up and do some yoga so I can stretch and just kind of clear my mind out on things. Do I need to journal? Whatever the case may be. For me, a lot of it is being creative too. Yeah. So like during Friendsgiving, like when I'm able to be creative, like that's one of my outlets, right?
Yeah.
So.
And that's really part of it. People have to have like something to do.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people, it is associated with being down in the dumps and, you know. So, and it is a depressant. Like if we look at the type of drug that alcohol is, like, that's what it's called. So it's going to pull you down. It's kind of like part of it, like, you know, by definition.
So, like, for people watching who may be considering, like, a sober journey or just, like you said, starting out at that first point of curiosity or whatever it is for their specific situation, are there any ways that, this kind of just came in my head when you were talking about different things, but is there any way that you used to, like, incentivize yourself? Like, okay, if I get through 3 months, I will, I don't know, go on a vacation or reward myself somehow to kind of keep you going. Like, what kept, because a year is a long time. Most people say like 30 days first or whatever.
Honestly, the incentive, I was just really proud of myself, honestly. Like, I didn't incentivize it or anything. I did say I wanted to do a year. And then, like, I looked up and 1 month was done. I'm like, dang, I went 1 month. And then next thing you know, 2 months. And then, like, 3 months. I'm like, a quarter of the year. 6 months. A half a year is gone. And when I was at the 9 month stretch, I'm like, oh, we at the stretch now. Like, I'm almost did a whole year. And so I really just was, like, proud of myself and, like, really pushing myself to, like, not go into peer pressure. Like, even in social settings, like, going out, I still wanted to go out with my friends. And they were like, can I drink around you? And I'm like, I ain't going to spaz out or
smack it out your hand.
I'm like, still do what y'all do normally. You know, I'm still here. I still have fun. And a lot of my friends did tell me, they was like, I'm really proud. It's like, I'm really proud of you for like still coming out with us and still enjoying, trying to find enjoyment and enjoying yourself with us, even though, you know, we're drinking.
Because some people do turn into like the negative Nathan, like,
put that down. That's enough.
Alcohol is so bad for you.
Okay. Bernie Mac say, stop that. I am not like that. I mean,
nobody like, that's not how to get people to change anyway.
It's not. And a lot of my friends, like, I didn't have to really say anything. Like, they just saw me and they were like, I stopped drinking a little bit. Like, I took a month off or whatever the case may be, without me having to verbally say, like, you should do this. And some have just been like, oh, I've been cutting back too. I can just tell. And I'm like,
you like inspire people through just doing it and being you. Like, that's all you got to do.
I didn't really feel incentivized, I guess. It was just more like, I'm just proud of myself for just continuing.
Just making it each day.
And then just how I felt. Like, I just knew I felt like, even just being proud of myself, like I was also just feeling good. Like, I felt mentally, I just had a lot more clarity and discernment with things, and like certain shit just ain't phased me no more. I was just like, oh, this ain't, why was I so bothered about that? Or like, that would have probably annoyed the hell out of me. Like, and just letting a lot of stuff roll off my shoulder now, just like whatever. But like, yeah,
that's good.
Because y'all know drinking Torren would
have slapped you.
Right. Pan was still strong. It's still there. The hand is still there. It's just sober too.
Man, me and Torren had a lot of times. So like I said, it's very, very, it is inspiring to see, you know. But it's like, I'll be honest. It's like I never thought you were like drowning in alcoholism.
Yeah.
Or you were that friend that was just always drunk and turned and annoying. Like that was never the case anyway. So it's And
I could tell throughout times in my life where I may have drank more than other times, and I was like, I definitely was doing this because I definitely was consuming more alcohol during this time because I wasn't probably addressing what I needed to address in life.
We all been there.
And we also, I feel like a good thing of where we're at now is like we got that out of our systems. Like we think about it, it's people 40s, 50s still in the bars and clubs every week, 2-3 times a week because they just can't get away from that lifestyle or whatever it is that draws them to that. That's fucking childish. Y'all need to grow up.
People who like been told like you need to stop drinking, like you're gonna die.
Right, they still your liver is
that'd be the scary part.
Like
that'd be the scary part when people just give up. You know, like they go so far. So it's like just like really like how you hone in on understanding your relationship with it. When did it start? Or when do I do it more? I might need to address these things, so it can just take you on a deeper dive. And that's really what all this is always about. And our podcast, what we do, and the people we bring on. We always want it to be about taking a deeper dive and really having that understanding to move forward as a people, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why we really appreciate you coming on with us.
Yeah. Thank you, Torren. Any last words of advice? You know, because I think a lot of people, like we were talking about earlier, it's becoming, people are giving up weed, people are giving up drinking, people are choosing sober lifestyles more, I feel, than I've ever really remembered. Like I know a lot of people that I know smoked weed for years and years. They're quitting and they're just saying it's not for me anymore. I want to be healthier and stuff. Whatever your why is.
Yeah. Like knowing your why.
Yeah.
And I even have dabbled into like making like mocktail workshops. So like y'all know I love doing like events.
Yeah.
And trying to curate some type
it's your forte.
Yeah. It is. It really is.
It really is.
Yeah. Earlier this year I did a mocktail event, so I had a workshop and I had some people come and they were learning how to make mocktails, and like some were really simple. You can make one for $10, it's under $10 at Trader Joe's with 3 ingredients and just something real quick you can whip up. Or if you want to get your shaker out and jigger and stir and like start shaking stuff up and making it like something more fancy, you could do that too. So you can garnish them however you want to, and you know, like you said, like some people do it because they want something in their hand or they want to have the taste of alcohol. You can have something, a little bit of both. You can make them at home, or if you know you got people coming over, just be like, I'm gonna have something refreshing for y'all. It ain't gotta necessarily be alcohol, but I could just make something that's refreshing that you can drink going, and people will be like, oh yeah. So
nice.
I love that.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, more come out of this journey for you. You're such a great person in general, you know, and I'm glad to call you my friend. So we support you, you know, even though we do smoke.
Yeah.
We smoke.
That, as long as y'all understand y'all relationship,
that's the key.
Don't worry, y'all. When we leave, I'm gonna smack the blunts out their hands.
Cut out that weed, But no, it's good to, like Sasha was just saying, just to like think and analyze from time to time, even if you don't make a physical change or, you know, switch it up completely. Just like, oh, let me think about this or whatever. I think we could all do that when it comes to not
life.
just like substance and stuff, but it's like just everything needs some straightening, some analytics.
What you doing to give yourself grace? It could look totally different for everybody. Like some people can. I was cold turkey, like I said. I said, nothing for a whole year. It could be I'm only gonna have 2 drinks when I go out socially, or it could be, you know, I'm not gonna do the hard liquor. I'm gonna just do wine from now
and
on.
beer,
or you know what, I'm not gonna do a Monday through Friday, nothing at all. It could look totally different for anybody. So just whatever you set yourself up through during your curiosity and you make that decision, just make sure that you can try to find something that you can stay consistent with. Yeah. So find your consistency there. So
for sure. Is there any?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are there any resources you would like to share?
I was gonna say.
I mean, I did a lot of like online. I did a lot of research when I was doing my master's program. So like sobriety was like my main topic for like all my courses. My professors were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." I'm totally fine. I'm just using this as like, it was something I was passionate
So that all
about.
ties together, so you might as well.
Yeah, so I'm like actually in the journey and like learning more about it. So just do your research. There's so many different things out there.
Can we share your or any of your materials?
I mean, yeah, you can share my stuff. I mean, I have like my master's program. I did some things.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll have some content. I want to create more content to put out there so that people have these type of questions that they know that they can navigate the journey to as well. So you look up like Google would be your best friend. There's a lot of podcasts out there as well. I read listened to a lot of podcasts, read a lot of articles too. There is a lot more articles about the sober curious movement. Even if you just Google sober curious, there's a lot of information that comes up about that too.
Yeah. By the time we release this episode, we'll definitely get some links and stuff to drop in the description box for you guys. And tell everybody where to find you on IG too.
Don't look me up. No, you can always follow me on Instagram at Bougie Rebel, BOUGIEREBAL. Did I spell that right? Hills? Yeah, okay. But yeah, you
Don't
can follow me
down,
on Instagram, right? You can be like, this is wrong, he's a loser.
He looked mean.
But you can follow me on Instagram. I'm really nice. So if you have questions, you can always DM me as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Torren.
Another beautiful episode. Another very special guest.
Always.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to like y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, share if you're new to spoken word.
Yes.
Welcome. It's more to come just like this. Go look at past
Tell your mama, tell your grandma.
Everybody.
And your cousin too.
Y'all have a good one. We are out. Peace.
Peace.